everyone. Imagine you are reading a story, paragraphs after paragraphs. It is actually a well written story. But you do not know where to stop, where to take a pause, because punctuation marks are not at all used in the story. Would you be able to sustain your interest? Probably no. In oral communication, nonverbal codes such as body language, facial expressions, gestures, postures add beauty to the speech and help us to understand the emotions of the speaker. Similarly, punctuation marks help us to understand where to take a pause, where to stop, and it helps to enhance the effectiveness of the content. Punctuation marks even help reader to understand the emotions of the writers. And that's the reason today I will be talking about various punctuation marks and its uses. So punctuation marks are traffic signals of a language, and these traffic signals help readers to understand the pauses and the where to stop. Now look at this statement or a sentence. A woman without her man is nothing. Except full stop, no other punctuations are used here. So there can be multiple meanings when we read out this sentence. So look at the first meaning of it. When we put comma after a woman, just read it out. A woman without her man is nothing. And look at this sentence. A woman, without her man is nothing. So here in first statement, woman without her man is nothing. This is the meaning. And here in the second sentence, a woman without her man is nothing. So man doesn't have any importance without a woman. So these are the differences that we can find out in these two sentences. And how can we get to know that those are the meanings? Just because of the punctuation marks that we have written here. So what is mean by punctuation mark? What is the definition of it? A set of specific marks or symbols that are used to express the meaning of our sentences clearly and to make the flow of the text smooth. So what is the importance of it? Why do we use punctuation marks in writing or in text? So good language skills are required to express yourself, but without the knowledge of punctuation marks, your skills, specially written, is incomplete. So punctuation marks play a very important role in written text. Piece of information when you get without any punctuation mark is very difficult to read out than the piece of writing which carries proper punctuations at proper places. So let's begin the discussion. First of all, I will talk about the terminal punctuations or sentence ending punctuation. 3 of 14 punctuation marks are appropriate for use as sentence endings, and they are period, question mark and exclamation point. So period, it is called in American English, and full stop for the same punctuation mark, it is called as full stop in British English. This full stop is used to mark the end of an affirmative, negative or imperative sentence. Say for example, Rucha and Aditi went to the market. So as the sentence ends there, we have put full stop there. Then pick up the eraser from the floor. So here also we have written full stop, or we have put full stop as the sentence ends. The period is also used after many abbreviations and initials. In abbreviations and in initials, this full stop or period is used. Say, for example, USA. So U.S.A. and US U.S. We can use without full stop also and with full stop. Both are acceptable. Both can work. In titles also, in initials also, full stop is used. See how it is used in titles. Professor, so PROF is a shortened form of professor. So here PROF dot. BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. Next is question mark. Question mark we can use to in a direct question when placed at the end of a sentence. So see the example. When did Rajat leave for the market? When did Rajat leave for the market? And here we have to write question mark because we are asking question. Question mark is also used to express uncertainty. You don't know him? He is your neighbor. When we talk about uncertainty, then also we form a questions, and in that question we have to put the question mark. End a question tag. So when we make a question tag of a sentence, to separate that main sentence from the question tag, we have to put comma, and at the end of the question tag we have to write question mark. So here we have never seen that. Here we took a little pause, so we have written a comma, and then have we is a question, and that's why we have written question mark there. Don't use a question mark at the end of a question in a reported speech. So you might be knowing that in reported speech we use question mark in a direct reporting or in direct sentences. But when we convert that direct sentence into indirect speech or reported speech, we shouldn't use question mark there. So see, this is incorrect example. She asked me where he had stayed. No, we shouldn't write a question mark here. This one is correct. She asked me where he had stayed. Next punctuation mark is exclamation. Exclamations are used in phrases, sentences that express sudden, strong emotion or wish. See the examples. Leave me alone. I'm so happy to see you. I can't wait to go to Paris. Oh, you fool, listen to me first and then decide. Oh, holiday starts tomorrow. So here, from these sentences, strong emotions, sudden emotions or wish are expressed. And in this case, we should end the sentence with the exclamation mark. Now, I'm going to talk about some pause punctuations. So the first pause punctuation is comma. It separates the coordinate clause in compound sentence. See the example. Father is in the office and mother is in the kitchen. So father is in the office. We have to take a little pause there. That's why I have written comma there. So these two compound clauses, coordinate clauses are joined with the comma. Next is it separates the parenthetical ideas from core ideas in a sentence. So parenthetical idea means the idea that has less importance than the main idea. So your suggestion, comma, we take a pause here, however, is quite tempting. So even if we remove that however, the sentence is meaningful. So next, see the next sentence. The villain, having trapped the hero, gave a malicious smile. So after the villain we take a pause. The villain, having trapped the hero, gave a malicious smile. So having trapped the hero is additional information, is not the main idea, and that's why we have written comma there. Next is it is used to separate two or more nouns in apposition. Apposition means the nouns that have equal or parallel importance in a sentence. So see the example. Shakespeare is a noun, the greatest dramatist of all times. So Shakespeare and the greatest dramatist of all times both have a parallel importance in this sentence, and that's why in this case we have to use the comma. In next sentence, see Samir, my uncle, both are both nouns have parallel importance in this statement. That's why after Samir also and after my uncle also we have used comma. Is returning from England, full stop, because the sentence ends there. Next use of comma is commas separate items in a list. This is a regular use of comma. Many of you might be knowing this. We bought apples, peaches, grapes and oranges in the fruit market. Yeah, this with the help of commas we separated apples, peaches, grapes and oranges. A comma is used after an introductory word or a phrase such as at the end of the day, however, in contrast, etc. Nevertheless, we take pause here, that's why we have written comma. We managed to get home until sunset. In question tag, also we can use comma. You are going to the party this weekend. Then a small pause, aren't you? And the question mark. To directly address someone. When we address somebody by taking the name of the person, in that case, after taking the name of the person, we have to take a little pause, and that's why we should write comma there. James, what are you doing tomorrow after school? So after James, we have written comma. Making additional introduction. For example, the boy who is wearing a blue shirt is my brother. So who is wearing a blue shirt is an additional information about the boy, and that's why we have separated these two with the comma. Where we should not use comma? First, to separate a verb from its subject. So look at this sentence. Interviewing so many women in the United States helped the researcher understand the American dream. So here this comma is of no use. We shouldn't use this comma to separate the subject from the verb. Next is after coordinating conjunction that connects two sentences. Comma goes only before the conjunction. So in this statement, this is conjunction. The Joy Luck Club is supposed to be good. Here comma is allowed, but after but it is not necessary. Next, to separate a verb from its object or complement. The qualities required for the job are. So here also we shouldn't use comma. We can read out the statements completely without taking a pause. So comma is not required there. Even after such as. So they bought kitchen supplies such as detergent, paper towels and garbage. So this comma is not required after such as. Now next punctuation mark is quotation marks. These quotation marks are also called as a speech marks. Quotation marks are used to quote the exact words of the person being quoted. So you will never believe what happened last night, Raman said. So whatever written in this quotation mark is the actual words of Raman, and that's why we have kept those actual words in quotation. He said, "You are my friend." Next, it can also be used for titles of articles, book chapters, episodes of TV shows, etc. So in his article, How to Succeed in Everything You Do, Mary Smith gives her readers 3 valuable pieces of advice. So as this is the name of the article, How to Succeed in Everything You Do, you can keep it in quotation marks. Next punctuation mark is apostrophe. So apostrophe is used in contractions in place of omitted letters. So with the help of apostrophe, we can contract words. For example, this verb phrase do not is contracted and we have got new word don't. So you don't have to go to the supermarket if you did not want to. Means we have contracted did not and we converted it into didn't. It is also used to show possession. We need to invite both Radha's brother to the function. So Radha's brother, here the possession is shown that we are going to invite whom? Radha's brother. Next, the girl's purse was stolen. So it was whose purse? It was girl's purse. And if we, in case we have to use plural of girls, then we have to mark the apostrophe at the end means after s, plural s. Possessive pronouns don't require apostrophe. Mine's, ours. Here we shouldn't use apostrophe. Yours, his, her, its, theirs, etc. Next punctuation mark is hyphen. Though it looks very similar to a dash, it has very different uses. It is most commonly used to create compound words and adjectives. Say for example, he is very self-confident person. So self-confident is an adjective and it is a compound word. So here we have used hyphen. Due to various factors, Sumati decided to work part-time this summer. So part-time again is a compound word and it is an adjective. So we have used hyphen in between. The commander-in-chief refused to sanction any leave to the sergeant. Hyphen is also used with certain prefixes such as anti-smoking, mid-air crash, cooperative, non-stop and so on. Next is dash. You can see here this first dash. This dash is called as N dash, which is shorter than the next one, M dash. The N dash is usually used to show a connection between two things as well as a range of numbers, years, pages, etc. So London Paris flight, London and Paris, here we have used which dash? N dash. This N dash we can replace with a 2. So London to Paris, instead of saying that, we can use this N dash. So London Paris flight takes about 1 hour and 15 minutes. For tomorrow's session on English grammar, I need to read pages 45 to 78. So instead of 2, we can use this N dash of the textbook. The M dash can replace a comma, a colon or parenthesis. It can also be used to put emphasis on the ending of your sentence. So instead of comma, colon and parenthesis, we can use M dash also. See the example. This year, Sudha has travelled to quite a few countries. So here we can put semicolon or comma also, but instead of that we have written M dash to talk about the list: Poland, Germany, Russia, UK and Greece. And as I said, it can be used to emphasize the ending of the sentence. So see, her answer was loud and clear. No. So here the focus is on no. So M dash is used to emphasize the ending of the sentence. Next important punctuation mark is colon. It can introduce an example, a list, an explanation or a quotation. See the examples. There are two things you can do. Colon, continue being miserable or move on with your life. So when we talk about the list or an explanation, we should use colon here. These are the points to be kept in mind. So list may continue after the colon here. It is also used to emphasize a certain point. For example, there is only one person in the world who can tell you what you should do, colon, and the point that we wish to emphasize is follows that colon. So you, on that you means we are focusing that part of the sentence. Next, only two things are certain in life, death and taxes. So focus here is on this part of the sentence, means the part that follows the colon. Semicolon, it is used to separate two independent clauses while still demonstrating that a close relationship exists between them. So when we use colon, colon is used to show the close relationship between two independent clauses. See the example. My daughter is a teacher, semicolon, my son is a doctor. So the person is talking about his children or her children, and there is a close relation between these two independent clauses. There are 8 members in the team, colon, 2 from China, Japan, 3 from France, Spain, 2 from Brazil and 1 from India. So here also we have used this semicolon to show that group is mentioned here, and there exists a relationship between them. Rajat always slept with the light on. He was afraid of the dark. So here close relation is between these two clauses. independent clauses. He was afraid of the dark is one clause. Rajat always slept with light on is another clause. But as there is a relation between these two, we have written semicolon here. It is also used to separate two groups. For example, milk, butter, cheese, all these belong to one category. Carrots, potatoes and brinjal, another category. Bananas and mangoes. So in this case also, when we have to separate two groups, then we should use semicolon. Parentheses are the brackets, round brackets. In these parentheses or brackets are used to show additional thoughts or an afterthought about a statement. In many scenarios, they can be replaced by commas without any changes to the meaning of the sentence. So we often use parentheses to set off less important details. For example, the two brothers in bracket Sujay and Sumit bracket complete were learning how to play a guitar. Full stop. Now see, if we just skip this part, Sujay and Sumit, the two brothers were learning how to play a guitar. The meaning doesn't change, and that's why this information is additional information. And to provide additional information, we should use brackets. The president and his assistant travelled by private jet. So this is additional part. Tony Blair, the former British Prime Minister, resigned from office in 2007. This information is additional information. To enclose the numbers or letters also, we use parentheses or brackets. See the example. Please submit the following 4 items with your application. 1. A cover letter. 2. A resume. 3. A college transcript. And 4. A list of professional references. Next, to define abbreviations. For example, the matter will be decided by IOC. IOC is a shortened form abbreviation of International Olympic Committee. And with this parenthesis, with this bracket, we have provided the explanation or additional information about this one. Next punctuation mark is ellipsis. See, usually it is represented by 3 dots, sometimes with asterisks also. So this punctuation symbols is used to show that there has been an omission of some letters or words. In many cases, ellipses are used to cut statements short or to avoid unnecessary or irrelevant words that have no impact on the meaning of the statement being made. So we often use ellipses to show that parts of sentences are left out, and actually when we write ellipses, it is assumed that the next part is implied, next part is hidden, and readers can understand that part on their own. So you will never believe what I saw. To be continued ... So this is the use of ellipsis. Next punctuation mark is slash. Slash is also known as forward slash or an oblique dash. We use slashes to separate parts of internet web addresses and file names for some computer programs. So see, we write internet addresses with slash, http colon and slash and so on. Use slashes for fractions, 1/3. So here we have used slash. Use a slash to separate the day, month and year in a date. 30th May 2020. Use a slash to show the word per in measurement. So 80 miles per hour. We should use slash to indicate or to show per here. Use a slash to separate lines of poetry or rhymes in a regular text. Yes, in after each line of a poem, we use a slash. So twinkle twinkle little star, then pause. That's why we have used a slash here. Use a slash to show alternatives in a sentence. So while talking or while writing, when we give two alternatives or two or then more alternatives, then we should just divide those alternatives with a slash. So please press your browser's refresh oblique or slash reload button. Now let's look at exercise. What you have to do is you have to punctuate the following sentences. Take your own time. I will read these sentences for you. First sentence is, I like playing with my friends Sandy, Sunny, Samir. Second, You speak English, don't you? Come on, let's go outside. It's not raining anymore. My friend Priya speaks German and she is teaching me some words. He was honest, sincere, hardworking. You are getting more and more fluent in English. Are you studying hard? I can't see Tim's car. There must have been an accident. Spain is a beautiful country. The beaches are warm, sandy, and spotlessly clean. His self-esteem was very low. After visiting the cinema, we are intending to go to the pub. Now, just look at the keys and tally your answers. First, I like playing with my friends, as the list is given here. Dash, Sandy, Sunny and Samir, full stop. You speak English. We take a pause here. So, comma, don't you? Question mark. Come on. Pause, that's why comma. Let's go outside. Strong emotions. It's not raining anymore. Full stop. My friend. We take a pause. So, comma. Priya speaks German and she is teaching me some words. Full stop. He was honest, sincere and hardworking. You are getting more and more fluent in English. So we have contracted this from you are, full stop. Are you studying hard? Question mark. That's why we have written question mark at the end. I can't see Tim's car. Possession. So apostrophe. Semicolon. There must have been an accident. As there is close relation between these two sentences, we have written semicolon there. Spain is a beautiful country, semicolon. The beaches are warm, sandy and spotlessly clean. As we are talking about the beaches in a Spain and the close relation is between these two independent clauses, we have used semicolon. His self-esteem was very low. So self-esteem is a compound word and it is an adjective. That's why we have used that punctuation mark. After visiting the cinema, comma, we take a pause here. We are intending to go to the pub, full stop, as the sentence ends there. So thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Thank you.